right, we'll give it a minute for people to get back in here. It's a good thing, right, that I said like literally 3 minutes before it dinked out on us. If this happens, I'll get right back on. Gotta love internet access, especially when you live in the middle of the woods. So, what are you gonna do? All part of the game. So, anyhow, give it a minute for some people to jump back in here. Right in the middle of having a great conversation, and there we go. But we can keep going from now, so that's not a big deal. Back for more, Wichita says. Well, I'm glad to see it. Hey, Asif, how you doing tonight? We got Sharon is in here, 80K Man. Kathy's here, of course. Okie Forge. Dale in Ohio. We got Kathy's in here. See a lot of the familiar faces. There's Mary. So, all right, we'll continue on now. We're starting to get more people back in here. So we're talking about the South China Sea, our presence in the South China Sea, and what's going on. I know you guys probably saw this as well. Well, actually, I was talking about the Russia-China situation over disputed island, another disputed island, and they had come to an agreement where they actually each own like half the island, but China came out with a new map claiming that the entire island was theirs. So it's just, China is pushing their weight around, especially in the region. And I don't know if you guys have noticed or not. I mean, I have noticed. I've been paying attention. Hey, Asif, isn't YouTube games fun? Uh, oh, you would win a gold in the Olympics. Yeah, right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation as well, Asif. Yeah, it's always fun. It's part of the game. There's lots of games going on with YouTube, unfortunately. But, there's nothing I can do about it. Um, I will put it like this: if there is a huge lawsuit down the road for shadow banning, for not putting certain people's content out there, I would be more than happy to partake in that because I definitely, you know, the channel was growing huge, and then over the last year, it's stayed stagnant, and then it started to decline the numbers, which is complete and utter BS. Whenever I get, whenever it starts to go up again, the next thing you know, it's going back down again. So it's all part of the game. It is what it is, and you know, we just, I can't control things that I can't control. I can only control things that I can control. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, taking care of my business, and taking care of our stuff here that we're trying to get done. And there we go. So. But like I said, it's nothing I can do, so I just do the best I can and try to take care of everything. But yeah, so I know I get people all the time. They write me and they say I was unsubscribed and I didn't do it. They'll say I'm not getting any notifications and I had the bell icon clicked for all notifications. Mom is doing very well, Dina. She just turned 80 in July, and yeah, she's doing really, really good. She's doing good. So when she hit 80, I said to her, I go, well, Ma, you going to go for 90? And she goes, I don't see why not. So I like that attitude. So the wedges were wood wedges. Yes, that when he put those in there, they were wood wedges. So obviously, Larry, over time, they would deteriorate. That's why I, did the two paver stones, right? You do the two paver stones first, and then you put two blocks this way, side by side, and then the next two blocks the other way. Uh, when those do deteriorate, the gap, okay, literally the gap now is like that between the building and the blocks that I set up. So uh, when those deteriorate, it'll literally just set down on those other blocks and it'll be just fine. So I'm not concerned about it, honestly. That was why well, let's put it like this, okay? I was concerned until I put the new two new peers in there, because that's why I put them in there. I wanted to make sure if there was any issue, any shifting, anything like that, that they're going to be on something completely solid and they're not going to go anywhere. And that's why I put those in there, you know. But so that was the game plan. But so going back to talking about our presence over in the South China Sea, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, the Philippines. We just had a nuclear submarine over in South Korea for the first. Well, they say. Let's be honest, okay? Have there probably been nuclear submarines, our nuclear submarines in that area? I'm not going to say 100% yes, but I'm not going to say 100% no. It would not surprise me if there had been. But this was the first time in 40 years that it was publicly broadcast that we had a nuclear powered sub over in South Korea. And of course, North Korea got all but hurt about it. And this is what kills me. Okay, I mean, this is what kills me about countries um, like North Korea, or or anybody else, to be honest with you. And they say, you can't do that. Get that out of here. Yeah, okay. What's North Korea gonna do? You know, I mean, it's just I laugh. It's just like when people say, "Oh, Iran is a huge threat to the United States." No, they're not. Neither is North Korea. North Korea has never been a threat to the United States. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance, and they do their parades, and who knows what life is really like in North Korea, right? Because they hide everything and people that have gotten out say certain things. Okay, you know, but here's the best thing. When people talk about, and I want you to remember, let's talk about this, okay? We're going to bring something up here. Who remembers the fall of the Berlin Wall, right? When we had East Germany, and then we had West Germany, right? You had West Germany, you had East Germany, and when the Berlin Wall fell, for all those people out there that love communism so much, right? When they all love communism so much, when the Berlin Wall fell, which direction did the people go, my friends? Do you remember where they went? Did the West Germans run over and stay in East Germany, or did the East Germans say, "Hey, let me get over here"? Who also remembers people trying to get out of East Germany? I remember these things. Okay, I was a kid, but I remember they would shoot people trying to escape East Germany, trying to get into West Germany, trying to get over the wall and to get into to West Germany. So if communism was so awesome, like so many of these morons think that it is, why would people want to escape it? Why would they want to get out? It's a fantastic place to be, right? Here's my advice to any communist people in the United States of America, and you want communism so bad, go live in Cuba. Go live in one of those other countries where communism is very prevalent, and see how you like it then. You know, see how you like it then. That would be just my advice. I'm an advice person. I have thoughts. I like to share my thoughts. I have questions, right? I have lots of questions. I met a lady last week, Ed, who escaped at 16 years old in a trunk of a car. Amazing to talk to her. Oh, I would imagine that would be. Yep. Yeah. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Oh, but that was a one of the high points for Reagan. Reagan, yeah. And again, I miss a president like Ronald Reagan, and I will tell you why. Okay, and it reminds me of another president that we just had recently. Nobody screwed with the United States of America when Ronald Reagan was president. Nobody screwed with America when Donald Trump was president. If I remember correctly, 4 years the Democrats, oh, he's going to get us into a war, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Did we go into war during the 4 years, a new war with under President Trump? I don't remember that. If I remember correctly, people were very, very receptive. We met. Trump met with the leader of North Korea. Do you remember that? I remember that. You think Biden's doing that? No. So let's remember. Let's remember who did what and how things were when certain presidents. I miss I miss gas around, and at the time I was in New York and I know it was cheaper in the South, but I miss gas around 220 a gallon. I miss that. I do, right? But just remember, everything is wonderful. The economy is booming. You're all doing great. Just ask the president. He will tell you that, and you can listen to the media tell you how wonderful everything is. But also remember this. This is just a little food for thought, little food for thought. Anytime that you have had interest rates go up like they have gone up here, there is a blowback to that. And there's going to be a problem with that. And, you'll see that moving forward. You will see that moving forward. So, yeah, Reagan and Trump had their faults, of course. And I will tell you this, okay? And I know some of you may not agree with me on this one, but I absolutely loved Clinton, not Hillary. Okay, couldn't stand Hillary, but I actually liked Clinton because if you remember, it is the last time that we did not have a deficit. He had balanced the budget, and we did not have a deficit. Remember that, okay? So, I mean, what you also again, and let me just explain something else really quickly. Left and right, two sides of the same coin, two feathers of the same bird. At the end of the day, they're going to take care of their rich friends, their special interest groups that got them elected, and the favors that they owe people. And they're never going to watch out for you or me. They're never going to do it. If you have some delusion in your head, and every 4 years it seems that these people have a delusion in their head, oh, this party, we're going to make a difference. No, this party, we're going to make a difference. It's a dog and pony show, and people keep buying into the same stuff, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. Maybe under a certain party, things might get better for something, but under another party, with all the handouts that are given constantly, those people don't want to lose those handouts. And that means that you, me, and everybody else that works their butts off, and have their whole life, we're the ones getting screwed. So, and the taxes are outrageous. It's insane what they've done with the taxes. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and so I'm going to ask. We're at 238 in the chat. We're at 85 thumbs up. So before we do anything else, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up, please. If you have not done so, I do appreciate that ahead of time. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So I thank you for that reason. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's do egg count. So how many eggs today? And yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and we will go from there. Give you a moment, and see, I'm waiting. If I seen the right number, if I haven't seen the right number, I'm taking a drink right now. So just so you know, I get a little parched. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely this is a person that has won in the past. If you have the same exact guess as Troy O'Brien with 5 eggs and yes for Miss Thickneck, then you are 100% correct. So congratulations to Troy. You are the winner tonight. You've won absolutely nothing, and you will be happy, which is a good thing, right? So, but yeah, Troy's won before, which I know he's won before. So congratulations, Troy. So it's so weird that they're like all over the place. These chickens are with laying or not laying. And a lot of times it's funny. Like Becky will call me up, and it'll be a day that we don't have an egg count day, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, they laid 8 or 9 eggs that particular day," and then the next day when it's an egg count day, there's like three. So you just never know. You just never know. See, yep. See, yes, and I'm happy. See, Troy knew it. See, exactly. We already know that. Too funny. But guys, I'm going to tell you. In all seriousness, I'm going to bring this up right now. I've been talking for the last couple of years about stocking up food, making sure you have enough food, and all those type of things. And I'm going to continue to do that strictly because I feel, and like I said, this is just my own thing. The most plausible thing that could happen here in the United States would be a grid down situation. Okay, that's the most plausible because it is our Achilles heel. Um, as Americans, that is our weakness. That is the biggest way. If you want to destroy America, you kill the power grid. And so, if that were to happen, again, the trucks wouldn't be moving, nothing would be going, nothing would be happening. And, again, you're going to have what you have in a situation like that. There's no more going out. The looters would be out like crazy. So like I said, here's the scenario that I see. Okay, and I know I'm going to get the comments that they couldn't do it. The United States is too big, and we're going to touch on that as well. But here's the most plausible thing that I see. Obviously, we have an election year coming up. I think it's pretty safe to say, and if I'm wrong, please let me know if you think that I'm wrong in this. I don't think Joe Biden is reelectable. I don't think he's done anything uh, to warrant being reelected president. Okay, not at all. Not at all. If anything, fumbling over his words, the confusion, all those type of things. He is a senior citizen that needs to be retired, and with a lot of these other politicians, and the who's the other one that I'm thinking of? He's 81. He's frozen up at the podium like twice now. Who was that? You know who that is, Roy? Huh? O'Connell? Yeah. Mitch O'Connell. Yeah. Okay. McConnell. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. He's also 81 years old. It's time to, and this is not ageism, and I'm not trying to be discriminatory against old people in any way. I respect old people, but when you have these dinosaurs in there and they are showing cognitive decline, if they got all their marbles and they're still sharp and they can do the job, great, wonderful, okay. But when they are showing cognitive decline, and you can obviously see those of you that are not in the nursing field or a medical professional, Feinstein, another one, yes, another one, same thing. Uncle Joe has increased the efficiency of the printing press. Yeah, no kidding, Asif. That is for sure. Thank you again for the donation. That is funny. That is funny. But you know, in my again, my opinion, what's going on with Biden is elder abuse, and I've talked about that before. I don't think it's right. I don't think it should be happening. It is. There's nothing we can do about it. Okay. They need to make sure these people are capable of doing the jobs that we've put them and elected them into office to do. And but it's unfortunate. That's what we're dealing with right now. But anyway, so having said that, I don't think the guy's reelectable. The Democrats don't want to lose power. They don't. So if he's the candidate, I don't think they're winning. Okay, and if it's against Trump, I think Trump wins big time. Unless something else is in play, which we'll not talk about on YouTube because we can't talk about certain things on YouTube. But here's the most logical thing in my thought process that could happen. I see a grid down situation happening. With inside a week or 2 weeks of a grid down situation, they would enact martial law, okay? Because things would be chaotic, they would be crazy, people would be going bananas because they're not prepared. We've talked about the preparedness level of this country, and it is deplorable, all right? They would enact martial law. What happens when you enact martial law is the Constitution is suspended, it is not there anymore. So all your rights as a citizen are gone. You will have regional people, military people in charge of regions, and their word is it. Period. End of story. What happened to the conviction of states? One plan was to address term limits. Yeah, I don't. They never. Well, because they don't. They want to be in power forever, Karen. That's the. They don't. They're never going to pass something like that. They're never going to pass something like that because they want to stay in power. Okay. So anyway, going. Thank you very much, Karen, for the donation as well. I do appreciate that, and thanks for. If martial law is enacted, if people never, force martial law because there's too many people and blah 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 blah. Right? Okay. To a degree, that's correct. To a degree, but let's talk about what they can do if there is martial law. All right. So the power grid is down. Power grid's down. Let's say. All right. A lot of people in rural communities. Oh, we're not coming in. We're gonna fight. We're not giving up. Right. Well, that's all great. And it's great lip service, and I love hearing it, and it sounds wonderful. The reality is this: no food being brought in, no fuel being brought in, no power, right? No communications. They could cut off communications. So now those areas that are not under control could be cut off. You cut off the highways, you cut off travel, you have roadblocks, strategic roadblocks in different places. And yes, back roads could be utilized so transportation could still happen. People could still get around if they know the area. But the reality is that the highways, which a lot of people utilize on a daily basis, or the through fares and for easy access travel, they cut them off. What happens then, right? Something happens, and I'm going to tell you what. I don't care how tough you think you are or how bad you think you are. If you have children and something happens and your child is sick or your child is hurt, and if you bring that child in, they're going to be taken care of. As a parent, I don't know. Let me rephrase this. I don't know any parent that cares about their children that wouldn't take that child in to make sure that child lives. That's what I'm saying. So, you could have the best intentions of I'm never giving up and blah blah blah, but there will be circumstances in which you would. Okay, and that's reality. That's not trying to demean anybody. That's not trying to say to anybody, oh, I'm a reality based person. I think things through. I look at situations. What would I do if I'm in charge and I want to bring you to heel? If I cut off all communications in your area, I cut off all transportation in your area, I cut off food and gas. So how are you growing your crops? How are you taking care of things? Unless you have a minor farm that you can deal with and stuff like that, you can't. There's nothing you could do. If you are a farmer and that's how you make your living and you got cows and you got to take care of stuff, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. You know what I mean? So, but it is it's a crazy situation. But if you look at it in reality, I would definitely see it being plausible. That's just my take. Okay. Now there is a million and one other things that could happen before that could happen. I mean, we could be in a war situation. Again, BRICS goes through and they really start amping up BRICS. I guarantee you, we will be at war. We will be at war with China in that situation because we cannot allow that to be successful because that would crush us. That would crush us because right now, everybody looks at the United States and says, hey, the petrodollar, right, is backed by the American greenback, which of course is backed by nothing. If these new countries decide we're going to go and do the Chinese dollar instead and be part of BRICS and trade oil in that, we're not going to allow it. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it. And we will come up with some event, somehow, some way that, oh my God, we're going to be at war with China. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at these situations and figure these things out, see what they're doing, see what the plans are. It really it's easy realistically because it's the most plausible thing. So war could be a thing. The economy collapsing, which it's in the process. I mean, I personally I believe we've been in a recession for quite a while. You look at the cost of everything going through the roof, and your dollar is not what it was. People are having to work more and more and more to try to stay ahead, try to keep their head above water, and it's getting tougher and tougher. So that's just my take on that. So what are we at 233 in the chat, guys? We got 129 thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time for that. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you very much for that as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, please make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you for that reason as well. So, yeah, it's, like I said, I just, going back to what I was talking about originally with this, stock up on food. Get yourselves in a situation, and I don't care if you do it week by week, you know, get a little extra every week. Spend an extra $10, $20 getting those canned goods, getting those dry goods, putting yourself in a position that when the time comes, because it's not a matter of if, in my opinion, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. When the time comes, again, and I've said this many, many times, you're going to have what you have. Food is up 73% from what it was in February. That doesn't surprise me, Tony. Not at all. Not at all. And it's only going to get worse. So the best time to get something is right now because it's only going to get more expensive. It's only going to get more expensive. So, you know, it is just do what you can, you know. Freeze dried food is a great thing to have. I will tell you that for long term food storage because you're looking at a 30-year or better for freeze dried foods, which is a good thing. You should have, in my opinion, again, when it comes to stocking up stuff, you need to have freeze dried foods. You need to have your dry goods. You definitely need to have your canned goods. Get your comfort foods, whatever you like to eat. Right? If you like spam, right? Not everybody likes spam, but some people really like spam. Okay, stock up on spam. You know, uh, hard candies, those type of things. Chocolate turns into powder, so forget about that. Okay, but dry milk, all those type of things. Spices, yeah, spices are hugely important because it can change that texture of that meal. Um, you know, but comfort food is important. You got to have something that you like. Okay, I love honey. You guys know how I feel about honey. There's a jar sitting right there, little jar of honey right there. I have a bunch of honey. I have 5 gallon jars of honey. Now we have bees here at the homestead. It was one of the things that we ended up doing this year because we're looking at the big picture, the long term picture. You know where I can buy some of this long term food. Well, go to you're going to go to your big box places, get those. Well, Amish stores are a great place to get stuff. Amish stores have a lot of stuff. You can get a lot of things cheaper because you can buy it in bulk. Rice, beans, those type of stuff, and those are freeze dried food. There's a lot of places. There's a lot of options that you can do freeze dried foods. You guys know, anybody that's watched this channel for any length of time knows I'm associated with Legacy Freeze Dried Foods, and I do sell them on my website. So the Legacy foods are a good thing to have. You know, I have them. I've tried them. I like them. And some of the stuff out there, the freeze dried companies, there's some out there that I don't really care for. But like I'll tell you what, I have Mountain House, I have Augustin Farms, and I have Legacy Freeze Dried Foods. Those are the main three ones that I personally use. You can do whatever you want to do, but I will say this with the Legacy Foods, it's the largest portion size of any of the other freeze dried food companies. So that's a good thing, and so you get more bang for your buck. None of it's cheap. I will tell you that as well. You guys are being really pushy about these, shout out time, but we'll get there. But anyway, it's there's a lot of options out there, and so I would encourage you to go with what you like. Definitely get your comfort foods, but stock up. Get those food items stocked up and do it now. It's not going to get any cheaper. And if there is an issue, if there is a situation that happens, you're going to have what you have, and that's it. And I would rather be in a situation where I go, okay, I'm good for a year, 2 years. Next crop comes in, we just we huge gardens, do all that type of stuff. That's a big part of it as well. Okay, so all right, shout out time. Pushy people just because it's 9 o'clock. No, I'm just teasing you. Heavenly Hills Homestead, real nice new channel, very small channel, but let's give them some support. Growing giant vegetables, really nice. We have Icky Can up in Canada doing his thing up there. Real good guy. He just saw on Facebook today. He hatched out 17 chickens and five um, baby ducks out of his own eggs. So I thought that was really neat as well. There is Angry Prepper, which is Jason down in New York City. You have Alaska Prepper, and that's Rudy. Rudy's a really good guy. Definitely go check him out as well. There is Alaska Granny. We have the Sean James channel with Sean James and My Self Reliance. Two different channels. Same guy, building up in Alaska. Amazing to watch him build and garden and do everything he's doing up there. There is Demcad, like Demcad quite a bit as well. Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast, giving you a lot of good information. Definitely check them out. There is Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wrangle Star, and that's Cody. Real good channel. A lot of great information on his channel. There is Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily. She's over in Europe giving you all the information of what's going on over there. There is Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there, living off grid. Nice young couple. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband wife team, two different channels. A lot of good information on their channels. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska, so a lot of fun with them as well. You have Green Greg's. There is Southern Prepper 1 with the Boots on the Ground series. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There's Doug and Stacy. They've been around for a long, long time. Really good channel. A lot of good information on their channel. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona doing their thing out there. So definitely check them out as well. There is Camping with Steve Wallace, doing stealth camping up in Canada. Real good guy. Definitely check him out. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Another really good channel. Boss of the Swamp. He's also been around for a long, long time. Definitely check him out as well. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. I like Diamond. Real smart guy. A lot of good information with his channel. There is Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. Another straight shooter. She says it just like it is, and I like that. There is City Prepper, Lumina Acres. You have Suspicious Observer. There is Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News giving you all the latest information of what's going on with Yellowstone, the earthquakes, and the uplift and everything like that. Good information with her. You have Adapt 2030. There's Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Ryan Hall's a great guy, very passionate about the weather, but he also gives back to the community in a huge way, and I love that about him. He's awesome. There's Russell Brand. Russell Brand is another guy, gives you the information and lets you decide what you want to do with it. I like that. Deep South Homestead, another very family-friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to support them as well. The Outsider up in Maine. You have the Fit Farmer. There's Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. You have Townsend's. There's the Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee, East Tennessee Preparedness, the Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good information out there, guys. A lot of good channels, and I'm sure you guys have put other channels in the chat, which is absolutely fine. We should be supporting each other. We're a small community, and I think it's important that we should support each other. So, Ed, I just bought 10 of those same coffees today. Oh, I'll tell you what, these guys here, I'll show you this, guys. Freeze dried coffee. Okay. You may think, oh, no, I love fresh coffee. Freeze dried coffee, 20-year shelf life. If you have freeze dried coffee, when everybody is done with their other coffee, you're still going to have coffee. I have a ton of that stocked away. I think it's important to have. I have a lot of tea bags stocked away. I like tea as well. So those are things that, you know, what I want you to remember is this. Think about what you like on a daily basis now, right? We enjoy our coffee, we enjoy our tea, you know, our green tea, whatever you like. I think it's important that you stock up on the things that you enjoy because it's not going to be available. It's just not going to be available. So the more prepared you are, the